This really happened. Hyun-sung believed the city showed its true face only after work, and he filmed the light off wet asphalt and posted it. Hours later, a blue dot lit one corner of the screen. A stranger's line, yet not cold.
Your night looks like it's breathing.
A breathing night. It stayed on his tongue. He asked, "How is your night?" That short exchange began everything between them. When he wrote, "When it rains, the ground becomes a mirror," Michelle sent a photo of her street in San Isabel.
Here the road becomes glitter, not a mirror.
They traded the sounds of their countries, a garbage truck's beep, a rooster, a neighbor's radio. Different lives, yet, as the sounds that woke the dawn, they shared 1 hour. Good morning, good night. One evening, mid-call, a small cry broke in from off-screen.
Wait, I'll be back.
Michelle tilted the camera down to her knees and vanished quickly. She came back.
Sorry. My neighbor's kid. She wanders in sometimes.
He nodded, but just before the frame tilted, a small pink slipper showed past her shoulder. He didn't note it. Not yet. At winter's end, Michelle sent a calendar with one date circled.
Someday, at the airport, one of them will survive.
He answered, "Let's meet in summer." In 2019, their talk leaned toward daily life. He counted boxes in the warehouse, reading her messages through a cracked screen. She did online support from a small San Isabel office. When words ran out, they used a translation app, and its blunders made them laugh. "Are you tired today?" became, "Are you a tire today?" And she replied,
I'm not a tire, but I'm flat.
One day, in her dinner photo, 2 plates sat by the adobo pot, one unusually small, like a child's. He zoomed in, then swiped past, thinking maybe her niece had visited. They moved to make the meeting real, saving money, matching vacations, comparing airfares. In early 2020, Hyun-sung finally booked a ticket, pulling the date up to late spring. "I'm coming. I'll bring mangoes and a small fan." Without speaking of it, they watched the same uneasy news: pandemic, masks, entry restrictions. Words once far away suddenly became real. One spring morning, he stood in Incheon Airport's departure hall, holding a passport, a boarding pass, and a small blue umbrella she'd said she liked. The board refreshed, and red letters lit beside his flight. Cancelled. Due to entry restrictions. He took the refund papers and stepped aside. The blue umbrella, still wrapped in plastic, swayed from his backpack. He held the phone to the red "cancelled," knowing it wasn't his fault. He still said, "I'm sorry." She closed her eyes, then opened them.
It's not our fault. It's just a wall.
The next day at lunch, his teammate, Hyung-soo, set his tray down and asked. When he said it was cancelled, Hyung-soo went on. "Are you really going to meet that girl?"
You've only known her online. Please be very careful.
Alone, he watched the oil congeal in rings in the cold broth. Sure, Hyung-soo was wrong. He still couldn't prove where that certainty came from. Someone he'd never met. Do I really know this person? The waiting grew long and uneven. Long messages shrank. More days left only a read mark. Scrolling up, what had once been minutes apart was now a day apart. One day, behind her selfie, a small bicycle with a pink ribbon and that small plate appeared. His heart skipped. A neighbor child's bicycle? Or... He asked nothing and turned off the screen. On a day his message stayed red all day, he finally sent it. Do you want to stop talking to me? He regretted it at once, too late. At 3 a.m., blue light spread through his room. Michelle wrote quietly. She'd married before, and it hadn't lasted, and a child had been born in that time. She'd hidden it, not from shame, but from fear the bond would turn into weight. At the end, a child's crayon drawing. 2 figures holding hands, a dog beside them, one with black hair, one with brown.
Her name is Leah. She knows you as the guy who films nightlights.
Her name is Leah. She knows you as the guy who films night lights.
Now the pieces fit. The cry, the pink slipper, the small plate, the bicycle, the child snack photos. Put Leah in every blank and the sentence completed. She hadn't hidden it. She'd waited for the timing. And I saw and never asked. She raised the child alone and still laughed with me. But behind it, Hyung-soo's voice. You've only known her online. Please be very careful.
He closed his eyes, having sent nothing. After 3 days of silence, she wrote, I understand. People leave when life gets complicated. Thank you for the nights we shared. That past tense was goodbye. He didn't turn the camera on. He scrolled the chat back to the very first line. Your night looks like it's breathing. Everything from that one line flowed down as thousands of messages. The small plate, the talks cut off and resumed, the pink bicycle. What he'd thought invisible had been there all along. She hadn't hidden. She'd shown him, and he had only failed to ask. He called. On the 6th ring, it answered. Michelle's eyes were swollen.
You can be angry.
He shook his head, searching for an exact word, not a fine one. Why did you think I would leave?
Because people leave when life gets complicated. I didn't want to test you.
What do you want me to do now?
Meet in real life, so I moved too.
She spread papers before the camera, forms, a timetable, flight searches. In the margin, 안녕하세요, written crookedly in Korean. The sight of someone moving her heart into action.
In late 2022, when travel reopened in limited ways, he chose, counting vacation, papers, even quarantine cost, and paid. At San Isabel Airport, humid heat met each opening door, and only then did another country feel real. After 3 years of waiting, they finally felt each other's warmth in reality.
Went with Michelle to her home in San Isabel. At the door, she drew a small breath.
Leah is inside.
The door opened. a pink slipper dragging on tile, the very one from the calls. A big-eyed 5-year-old half hid behind her mother's leg. He knelt to meet her eyes. "Hello, Leah." From behind his back, he drew a soft, light brown teddy bear. After long hesitation, Leah took its paw with a small hand and slowly pulled it to her chest. In that small motion, he learned that permission could be this small and soft. That night, the three sat at the small table. From somewhere came a neighbor's radio, the very sound Michelle once recorded. "It's not only your time, it's Leah's time too." In 2023, they settled the marriage papers. Married guaranteed no sudden happiness. In 2024, a daughter was born. He paused at the nursery window, barely believing one of the small rapt faces was his. Now the blue dot no longer made his heart drop. Not a signal from far away, but the finger of someone breathing right beside him. In the dark, the baby's breath, Michelle's breath, Leah turning in her sleep overlapped. 4 breaths rose and fell in one room, each to its own rhythm. This night, too, is breathing.